Jacoby, I know that's not the end you were hoping for tonight, but you did have a season-high points. How did that feel, and what was coming together for you?
Felt nice, just playing within the game, open shots, cutting, just playing off our team. B.I., Scott, they bring a lot of gravity, so just learning how to play off them. That's kind of what happened today.
Coach mentioned you did a good job not fouling Austin Reeves too many times. What's it like going up against a guy like that who's so gifted at drawing fouls and really getting to the rim in that sort of way?
Yeah, you really just got to think about it at all times. Watch film, see what type of things he likes to do to draw fouls, when he likes to draw fouls. Obviously it was tough playing him in the pick and rolls and stuff. So. Just something that we got to be mindful for the next time we play them.
Darko's talked about these close games you've been in as being very important lessons to be learned. What are you learning from them?
Just how to control the last 5 minutes of the games, whether we're up or down. We can't make mistakes. We think about the early mistakes that we made, but we can't make the late mistakes, turnovers, run the offense the right way, defensively, knowing the matchups. Can't really have busted coverages like that. So games like this is something that we learn.
For you and most of the young guys on this team, Colin, Coach is always talking about how you guys are never really fazed by anything or anyone. At the same time, going against somebody like LeBron, who I imagine a lot of you guys grew up watching. How do you find that balance between this is pretty cool, but also we've got a job to do?
Because we're here just like him at the end of the day. He's playing against us as well. We're not just playing against him. So, you just kind of have that mindset where it's just a game at the end of the day. We're all here to play ball. You can't really get caught up in who they are because, we all like to compete and we trying to win just like they trying to win.
Jacoby, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but building on Josh's question, obviously you limited LeBron to 8 points and snapped a nearly 1,300 game streak of 10 or more points for him.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you, being a part of the defense that shut him down?
I guess it's cool. I guess it's cool. I haven't really thought about that. It's kind of shocking, I guess you can say. Like you said, I grew up watching him, and to know that he's always had that streak going, and it's ended today. It's pretty cool just to be a part of it, but it's pretty crazy to think about.
It looked like you were kind of resistant to go double at the end, and then you were upset with that. I could be reading it wrong, but what did you think about that decision to send 2 to Austin on the last possession?
He has 44 points. We made a decision as a team to go and double it. So that's what happened. They passed it. LeBron drove and made a good read to Rui. He knocked down the 3. So get the ball out of Austin's hands at that point. And then, they ended it.
When you're out there sometimes, it sometimes seems like you're seeing the game in slow motion, the way you're able to react on the defensive end. Is that something that has grown throughout your NBA career, or do you think that's something you've had throughout your entire life and just comes naturally?
I'm always out there trying to play defense as best as I can. Focus on that part and helping our team out as any way possible at that end. No matter if it's trying to guard, being weak side, helping, no matter what it is, I'm just focused in that area.
Speaking of your defense, you had a block on LeBron James that snapped a 1,297 game double-digit scoring streak. Does it matter?
Yeah, no, it's history, but I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I'm just trying to make big plays. We got it back, got a good look at the end, maybe foul, maybe not. I think it was, but, they came back and, they finished it off.
Is it even possible for you to, 1,300 games, he scored 10 points in a row? Is it possible to, even comprehend what that means?
That's a very long streak, but some guys are just natural scorers, and he's been so dominant in the game for so long. You wouldn't even be surprised. It's LeBron. So you wouldn't even be surprised at that point with him doing it. His athleticism, the way he reads the game, how fast he is, how strong, physical. You know, it's pretty hard to guard and hard to stop. So that's why he is LeBron James.
I know you're probably annoyed at the result, but like for him to be on 8 points and to get doubled off of and make the next pass, like, I mean, a part of you has to respect that, I'm assuming.
For sure. You know, he's always making the right play. That's what he gets criticized for making the right play. It doesn't make sense. You know, people want him to be different in that aspect, but he's always going to make the right play, and you see he doesn't care about it at all. You know, he's just trying to make the right play out there.
Yeah. It seemed like there was going to be a timeout at one point, and then the last few minutes end up getting played with a timeout. Without a timeout, what did you think of the final few possessions? Anything?
I thought that all of their post-ups when they were double teaming, I thought that they were doing a good job of cutting there and finding open people. So that part was really good. Again, Bi, he had an ISO against their 5-man. I thought that we got to the spot where we wanted, to the rim. Now, was that a foul? Was that not a foul? That's not very important. We missed that layup, but those are the shots that we are willing to live with. So similar to a situation like we had with Indiana, not calling timeout and trusting him in that situation. We're going to continue trusting him in those situations.
Can you ask him to be, or does he need to be a little faster when a little more help comes his way when he has the ball and there's like a second man helping with his decision making, whether like getting off the ball?
I mean, I thought that he did with 7 assists tonight. I thought that he passed the ball really well. Some of those situations, we as a team, we put him in a tough situation, but the clock is already running down. You know, so we gotta trust the team. You know, tonight we had 39 assists. We did move the ball as a team. We scored 120 points. The offense was not that much of an issue. The issue was on defensive end, especially first half, and we allowed them to score a lot of points and to score 40 points in the paint. And that was a completely different story in the second half, and we kept them to 18 points in the paint. So that's something that we got to clean up and be better at. And but when it comes to those decisions, there is always room for improvement and making faster decisions for everybody.
You guys hold LeBron to 8 points. It snaps his historic double figures streak, but he has the 11 assists, makes that pass on the last possession there. Even at 40, how tough is he with the ball in his hands in those situations?
I thought that Scottie did an outstanding job on him. He was his primary matchup for majority of the night. Scottie, he was shooting 4 for 17. The big reason for that is Scottie really putting him in tough positions and tough situations. And at the same time, he's a player who is really good with the ball, with his size, with his understanding of the game. He just sees the floor really, really well. And we missed our shot at the end. They made their shot at the end, so we got another one tomorrow.
Colin spent some time on him as well, and he had a good night on both ends of the floor. But I know you're always saying, like, as a rookie, as a 20-year-old, nothing really phases him. But to go up against LeBron, to stop him a couple times at the rim in the first half, how cool is that to see for a young man who's still learning his?
It's great. The difference there is only 20 years of experience, so it was really good for him to get opportunity to see what it takes to guard those guys. Same thing for Austin Reeves, who is really, really hard matchup. I think that we needed to do a better job there of not fouling him in some situations when he was already picking the ball up and going to the rim.
What's the lesson there when a guy is so used to like trying to get to the free throw line, using his angles to kind of get there? What's the way you tell a guy to keep his hands out of that cookie jar?
It is a lesson for guys not to do that. This league is such a league that certain players, they're going to get more calls than some other players. That's just the reality of it. And all we can do there is like really be very, very cautious. I thought that Jacoby did a good job on him not fouling. At the same time, when you're not fouling and like creating more space, like those type of players, they just get to the spots on the floor they want, and they're elite scorers. Like, he's a lead scorer for a reason. We kept him to 14 points in the first half. That was good, but he got off in the second half. And those he made 2 threes. They were almost like half-court shots, So, what you're gonna do with that? Learn and then get better for the next time.
Talked a lot over the last couple weeks about opportunity for guys with RJ out. It seems like all those guys really took advantage today. Grady knocking down a couple threes. You mentioned Jacoby, Jamison in the fourth quarter. Are you happy with what you were able to get from guys at that position?
For sure. I mean, think about like how young all of those guys are that you just mentioned, and what it means for them to be on the court playing against LeBron James, and they're a team that's built to compete for a championship at this point. So for us, for the growth of those guys, like this is gonna be amazing feel for our guys to learn and get better through this. So can't wait for another opportunity to play this same team.
Did you give any thought to closing the game with Jacoby, considering the net that he had and the defense he was playing on Reeves?
Yes, but at the same time, Jamal was doing a really good job there as well, and Jamal was helping us to get organized on offensive side of the ball and allowing quickly to space the floor more. So those are always tough decisions. Both of them, they deserve to finish the game today.
At this point of a very condensed week, is there a point where fatigue starts to set in, and what do you do to try and mitigate that through these last few games?
This is NBA. There is no place for a fatigue. There is another game tomorrow, and we just gotta get ready and then, get our shoes ready, laces up, and then go and hoop. That cannot be excuse for us.